How can employee records affect a lawsuit? Imagine trying to prove your case in a workplace dispute. The key to success often lies in the employee records kept by your employer. These records can make or break a lawsuit involving workplace rights and protections. They include things like personnel files, performance reviews, disciplinary actions, attendance logs, and pay records. These documents are like pieces of a puzzle that reveal what really happened. If you are claiming wrongful termination or discrimination, these records can show whether your employer had a valid reason or was acting unlawfully. Courts relying heavily on these documents to decide what is true. For example, a detailed performance review can support your claim that you were unfairly fired. Or, complaint records can show whether your employer responded properly to harassment claims. If you believe your rights were violated, you might want to use your own records or those of others to support your case. But it is important to have legal access to these records. If you had legitimate access to them as part of your job and only shared them with your lawyer, courts are more likely to accept their use. However, taking records without permission, especially from other employees, can cause legal trouble. Employers use their records to defend themselves in lawsuits. Well-maintained, accurate records can show they followed the law and company policies. On the other hand, gaps or inconsistencies in records can weaken their case and increase the chance of losing. During a lawsuit, both sides can request relevant employee records through a process called discovery. Employers might ask for your previous employment records to check for similar complaints or credibility. You can also request access to your own files and related documents like emails or meeting notes. But there are limits. Employees who improperly take or share records, such as violating confidentiality or accessing files they are not authorized to see, could face discipline or legal action. Courts try to balance your need for evidence with the employer's right to protect sensitive information. Some records, like medical or tax information, are protected by privacy laws. Courts usually requiring that requests for these records be very specific and directly related to the case. Recording conversations at work can also be tricky. Secret recordings might be illegal in some places or not allowed as evidence. Using such recordings could harm your case. In the end, employee records are a double-edged sword. They can be powerful evidence to prove unfair treatment but also a source of legal risk if mishandled. Employees should focus on gathering records they are entitled to and that support their claims. Employers should keep clear, consistent, and lawful documentation to protect themselves and reduce the chance of legal trouble. Knowing how these records work helps everyone navigate workplace disputes more effectively.